Amani Channel here. What's going on? I'm here to talk about the most important thing that your video must have. Now, I've been getting a lot of questions about the gear and the equipment, and while that is important, the look of your video is important. It's important for you to have like a professional, polished look, I believe, to rise above the crowd of people who are making videos. There's something that's even more valuable than having the gear, though there's some basic gear you should always have, but there's something that's more important than that. And so if you're watching this live, go ahead and hit live. If you're watching this on the replay, go ahead and hit replay. I'm Amani Channel. I help service-based business owners make videos even if they're terrified of the camera and the equipment. So I help people with very simple, easy-to-use tech solutions to make awesome videos, as well as help them get video fearless or video confident. All right. So if you're watching this on the live, go ahead and put live now. If you're watching this on the replay, hit replay. And this came out because a lot of people, I decided to make this video because a lot of people were asking me questions about the gear, the equipment, and while I did put together a gear list, and that is important to use, it's also important for you to do your own research, right? Because everybody's setup is going to be different. Your equipment's going to be different. I've talked to folks who are using like regular microphones, like XLR microphones, and they need to know how to connect to their computer, and that requires like a audio interface versus just using a USB microphone. There's just different setups. There's different situations. Like I'm just using clamp lights, but a ring light might be better for your home environment. All right. So if you'd like to talk that through, I'd love to talk to you about it. I'll share more information about how I can talk to you about what you need at the end of this video. But what's even more important than all of that? It's important for you to share stories. All right. Because stories is what's going to help you be memorable, and it's going to help people relate to the problem that you're solving. All right. And so it's just stories. What do they say? Stories sell, facts tell, stories sell, right? And so you always want to think about what kind of stories you can share with your audience to help them relate to you. And so I learned value of stories when I worked as a news reporter. And though I started off as a Rocky news reporter and really struggled, and that's what got me into, educating and teaching people about camera confidence, because when I first started making videos, it was like a struggle for me. And it wasn't just the speaking on camera portion of it. I remember back in 2001, I bought like a Canon XL1, which at the time was like a prosumer, it was a 3-chip camcorder basically. So it was almost professional camcorder. It was standard definition. But the city of Tampa, where I lived at the time, they were having the Super Bowl. They hosted the Super Bowl. I think it was like 2001. And so I talked to my brother about it. I was like, man, let's go shoot a documentary. So, I had been working in the news business for a few years, but it was my first time with my own gear. And I didn't know exactly how to use the camera, though I had a microphone. Though I worked in the news business, I wasn't a professional like photographer. That's not what I did. I wasn't a photographer. And my brother, he worked in production, but he wasn't, he hadn't tuned his skills either when it came to shooting. So by the end of it, I had this like 10-minute documentary that was kind of janky. But it was our first attempt at it, so I'm not going to say it was awful. But I showed it to a few of my colleagues, and they were like, "Looks kind of amateur." And that's because like I was shooting in autofocus, so the focus was kind of jogging in and out on some of the interviews. I didn't use a microphone all the time, and it was just it looked kind of like a home video kind of documentary. And so I kind of took it personally, but also you have to take each experience and you have to grow from it. So what I took from that is that I need to step up my video production skills, and I need to become a better visual storyteller, right? Because there's two elements to video. There's the audio, but then there's also the visuals that accompany it. Now, a video like this, you don't have to necessarily worry about the visuals necessarily, but that's why being engaging, being able to communicate effectively, being able to share stories is so important. So what do you do if you're just really not sure about what kind of stories to share or what kind of stories will sell? Well, testimonials are always good. So if you've ever had satisfied customers, you can have them record a video for you if you're just not sure what to tell. Tell your client success stories. So tell stories about people who you've helped. So, if you've had some success stories, share that. And then share problems that you're trying to solve related to your service or your specialty. Share stories that will help your audience get a little bit closer to their finish line, because these days that's why people everybody's looking for solutions to problems, whether it's weight loss, whether it's finances, whatever it is. And so whenever you can tell stories to help people get from point A to point Z, or you can show them how you can help them get point A to point Z, that will help in terms of what kind of story you share. I remember when I was first developing Video Fearless, which is the brand right now. And I forgot to, man, I get to babbling. Let me see if I can do this too. There I go. When I first started developing Video Fearless, I was talking to some folks. I didn't know if the idea was viable or not. And so I was talking to some folks, and I ran across a woman in Germany named Charlotte Squire. She was like, yeah, Amani, I really want to make videos, but I'm almost giving up on my dream to do so, because every time I go to make a video, I forget what I'm going to say. And that was something that I could definitely relate to, because when I was struggling as a news reporter, like there's actually a clip where I started going into my live shot, and then my mind goes blank and I look down. And so, I kind of didn't know how I was going to help her, but I knew that I could help her. And I had like a 15 minute call with her. So I was like, well, let's do this. And I had her do a little exercise. And by the time the exercise was done, she was able to start sharing her story on camera, which was a sign to me that, first of all, I could help people, and second of all, that that she was able to do so, which made me feel good, because she was struggling with that. Like, her mind would go blank, and it's a problem that I could relate to. And so, find solutions and find examples of stories that you can share that relate to the problem that you solve when you're sharing stories. Share your personal experience. So there might be things that you've gone through in your video experience, or in your specialty experience, that some trials and tribulations that you've gone through. Those are all often great topics for videos. All right, but remember, you want to tell stories that might have some emotion in them, might show some conflict, might have some twist at the end. Something like that is always good. There are some great books on story selling. I have one that's on my bookshelf. It's Selling with a Story, I believe is what it's called, and I forget the author, but I just put me in the comments, and I will answer your question. All right, but I just want to talk to you about that real quick. So it's way important to tell stories whenever making videos, all right? So if anyone has any questions, I will open it up to a Q&A real quick. If you do have any questions about any of the video production stuff, please feel free to ask me in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer any questions that you may have. Go ahead and say, hey, if you're watching this live, I'd love to hear from you. Love to see who's watching. If you don't have any questions, that's perfectly fine. But this is a chance to interact, to ask some questions in real time, to interact with me. So I'd love to answer any questions. If you have any questions about storytelling, or even the equipment that I'm using, I suggest that you go with a third-party app to do your live streams, like I use Ecamm. And let me see, I think someone just, let me go to, oh, what's up, Donnie? How you doing, brother? You're always, Donnie, you get a gold star, man, because you are, whether I'm in my Facebook group or on my page, you're always watching and learning. So I love that. What's up, Oren? How you doing? I see you watching. Thanks for watching. But yeah, if you have any questions for me, feel free to ask them now. I did record a video, so I did a rant last night that I shared in my Video Confidence Accelerator, which is my closed Facebook group. So I was watching the video last night, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So I'm about to post it to my YouTube channel. So if you don't follow my YouTube channel, I'll post it here on Facebook like tomorrow. But if you are watching this on YouTube, feel free to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. And if no one has any questions for me, I will cut this short. But I appreciate your time. Start making videos. So start sharing stories, because stories sell facts. So just remember that whenever you're making videos, share stories to inspire folks, share stories that solve problems, share success stories from people that you've worked with. All right, just some hints for you to help you get well on your way. And if you're watching this on YouTube, there should be some other videos that have popped up somewhere around here. So go ahead and click one of those if you'd like to watch that right now. And I will see you guys live soon. Come into a website or community near you. This is Amani Channel. Get Video Fearless. And I'll talk to y'all later. All right? Do it like this. Peace.